Alright, Happy New Year, and I'm not happy with this bow situation. I'm trying to figure out where it goes, but it's a barrette, so I don't know where it goes. I'll just live with it. It's not the end of the world. But yes, Happy New Year, everybody. Technically, I am supposed to be in Frankfurt getting on a plane, but due to circumstances beyond my present control, I was not able to get on said plane. So I will be going to Philadelphia on Mozart's birthday, the 27th. But that's not what this is about. And as you can see, I am in Lolita. I am wearing Angelic Pretty, my arch nemesis today. Yeah, I wanted to touch on a couple of topics that I saw on r/Lolita, since I am like a giant Reddit whore. I don't know when that happened. But yeah, I'm like been in love with Reddit for like a minute now, and I'm like, I've been on r/Lolita since I joined Reddit. I want to say 2 or 3 years ago. But r/Lolita is just basically the Reddit Lolita community. They don't have like a lot of topics every day. They only have topics occasionally. Usually it's just people posting cords and like their outfit of the day, or like what they wore during the holidays. I didn't wear Lolita during the holidays. I was just not into the holidays at all this past year. But these are 3 discussion topics from the r/Lolita subreddit, and I wanted to talk about them because they were very interesting to me, and I was just like, I need to talk about this. So this is our first Lolita vlog for a new 2022 year, so let's get into it. And this is the one I saw today, which was like, okay, we're going to do this, but there's 2 other topics beyond this one that I want to discuss. So, do Lolita meetups have a certain age requirement or experience? Because I am 13 and a beginner, and she just basically wants to know, should she go to this Lolita meetup? And she's been in Lolita since she was 11 and a half. Wow. And does she have to have experience to go to a Lolita meetup? And more or less, people were like, I would wait till you were a little bit older to go. Some people were like, you're gonna be kind of bored because it's just adults there. And one person was like, I'd bring like a relative because it's a safety concern. And here's where I fall on this spectrum. I don't think that this young lady should wait, or this young person should wait until they're a bit older. You might be bored at a Lolita meetup, because if you're talking a tea parties are a very interesting situation. Tea parties, you're definitely going to hear about X brand and X new print and X new outfit that everybody's either crazy for or indifferent to, or like, oh, I fucking hate that. You're going to talk about Lolita, but that's not all you're going to talk about during a meetup. During a meetup, you talk about almost everything. Like, I've gone to Lolita meetups where we're talking about movies. I've gone to Lolita meetup where we were talking about music. I've gone to Lolita meetup where people were telling me about their job. And it is grown up chat. It's not all going to be prints and chords and Lolita this and Baby the Star Shine Bright that. It's definitely going to be a cross section of topics. And you're going to meet a cross section of primarily adults. There's not a lot of teenagers, especially young teenagers, that are into Lolita. With that being said, though, I think that you should go because if not for anything, you get to meet a bunch of like-minded people, and you get to hang out with like-minded people, even if they are adults. However, if this person chooses to go, and that's just not just for any 13-year-old, that's for everybody who finds this video and is like, I don't know, I'm kind of young, should I go? Go, but I agree with the one person, take a trusted adult with you, like a parent, like relative, somebody that's an adult that can monitor over you and make sure you're safe. The community will, especially if they know you're on the younger side, they will kind of take you under their wing and, you know, make sure that nothing terrifying happens to you. But in all honesty, the onus for your safety should not fall on the meetup, and I have seen, not necessarily at Lolita meetups, but I know I've seen this shit at an anime con, where parents will dump their 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, 14, 15, you get the point. They will drop their young child off at a convention and be like, call me when you're ready to go. And I fucking can't stand it when parents do that shit, because in my brain, and I'm not even a damn parent, in my brain, I'm like, why the fuck are you dropping a child off and not watching over them, making sure no harm befalls them? What the fuck are we doing? Now, another part of my brain is like, well, maybe they're responsible. Maybe they know not to go off with like a strange person, or they know not to hang around a bunch of adults and do like crazy shit. But I don't trust it. I don't trust it as far as I can throw it. And generally, anime folks are genuinely good people. 9 times out of 10, they're genuinely good people. But there's always this fucked up group of folks that want to fuck shit up for everybody, and it's just a safety issue. You do not dump your child off with the expectation that they'll be fine and they'll call you when it's time to come and get them. You do not do that. You do not know any of these motherfuckers up in here, up to and including the Lolita community, which again, we will watch after younger people, but the onus for that shit is not on the community. You are the parent of that child. If I had a child that they were like, Mommy, I want to go to a World of Warcraft thing. God help me if that happens, but what the fuck ever. But I'm not going to just dump my 11-year-old child off expecting those people to babysit them, more or less, free babysitting, because I don't want to be involved in their random thing that I have no interest in. Yeah, your kids sometimes are going to be interested in shit that you don't like or shit that you're not interested in. It is for you, the parent, to fucking eat that shit and just be like, okay, I'm just going to sit here and watch you do what you do. And I have my phone. I can just play games, scroll through, I don't fucking know, old motherfuckers fucking Facebook more than likely. I can just scroll through that and keep it plopping. But dumping your kid off, fuck no. I would go with. But I was thinking also with this, I was an adult when I found Lolita. I was in my 20s. This is my 20th Lolita year, by the way, so I gotta think of some shit. But, and I didn't drive when I lived in Philadelphia. And, basically, there was one meetup that was at a place called Longwood Gardens, and I didn't drive. Longwood Gardens is way the fuck out from where I lived, where my parents' house is. So I asked my mom, I was like, well, can you take me and do you want to come with me? Because that's a long ass drive to go driving there, driving back, driving there again to pick me up and then driving back. So she was like, yeah, I'll go with you. She was like, I'm just curious to see. Because my mother, even though I will be 44 in a couple of weeks, even up to goddamn right damn now, my mother gets nervous about me wearing Lolita. So when she went to that one Lolita meetup, she saw everybody and how cute we all looked. And this was like in the early thousands. I want to say this was like 2006, 2007, 2008. I want to say 6 or 7 actually. And she was like, oh, you guys look so cute. I love this. Oh my God, and she just went in like a regular nice sundress. She didn't dress in Lolita. She just wore a nice sundress. She saw all of us together, and it kind of made everything click. So basically, I would bring in a trusted, especially a parent, if you can trust your parent and they're not horrible and judgy, I would bring my parent with them, and that gives them kind of the peace of mind to know that you're not just toddling off somewhere and like there's all these weirdos. Because I mean, this is not typical the way people dress. So I would totally, sorry, I have to do this because my topics are on here. But I would totally bring a parent so they could see, like, okay, this is a safe space for my child. This is a good place, and they are good people here. So, but as a 13-year-old, go to the meetup. You will meet people. You will have fun. Really not as much fun because they're gonna talk about grown up shit. They're gonna talk about jobs and like rent and like shit that you have no earthly clue about as a 13-year-old. But I still say go, because there is gonna be some moments where you will find camaraderie or not relationship, but like relatability, I guess is the word I'm looking for, where you'll find relatability in being with like-minded people in a like-minded fashion. So I say go, just bring somebody that you trust that will watch after you, that's non-judgmental, and enjoy your meetup. So don't let age and inexperience be something to stop you. You can't get experience if you don't put yourself out there. Just be safe and you know, take somebody that you know and trust, and that'll take care of you to go. So they also know that you're in a safe space. So that was topic number 1. I hope that made sense, but I don't even know. Topic number 2 on r/Lolita discussion is this girl kneeling by a dress, and it says, we saw this $40 Taobao dress being sold at an anime store for $189. It's a cute dress, but that's a crazy markup. A friendly reminder to be careful where you buy Lolita from. Alright, now, tail end of last year, I had talked about something that I had found by accident. Wasn't looking for it, and it just popped up, and I was just like, what? So, this is what happened last year. I was scrolling through Instagram, and something else dragged my attention off of Instagram, and I was looking at Taobao stuff. I think I was revisiting the whole Uyghur slave labor situation, which I was talking about that to myself a few hours ago too. I was talking about the Uyghur slave labor situation, and I wanted to go look to see if a brand that I kind of started liking was on that list. They weren't on that list. However, another brand that I follow on Instagram, that I swore, oh, hand to fucking God, swore they were an indie Western brand, because their stuff cost a lot of money. It was like, I've seen outfits by these people for like, I want to say 2 and 3, like Japanese Lolita prices. And when you're a when you're indie Western indie designer, I expect that your stuff is going to be comparably priced to the Japanese market, because you're basically in your own little niche, and you have to be able to cover your overhead expenses. Business major rearing her ugly head. So I expected, in a weird way, I was like, I expect that indie Lolita, Western indie Lolita people to charge comparably to the Japanese brand. That makes sense to me. However, the people that I swore that were a indie, Western indie, nope, fucking Taobao. And I was like, mine completely blasted into the nether reaches of outer space. They're a fucking Taobao brand, charging $200 and $300 for dresses that, yes, they are very beautiful. They are usually mostly lace, but I saw what the fuck they were charging on Taobao, and no. You do not do that. Fuck that, no. That's like you gouging, motherfucker. And now that I know that your slimy motherfucking asses are up there trying to charge top damn dollar for Taobao, because when I looked, it was some dress that I was in love with. It cost, I want to say $350 American dollars. And I was just like, damn. But I looked on Taobao, it was $500, and that's not, let me do the exchange rate on that. I can't do the exchange rate for what it was last week, but I was like, oh, we doing that right now. We doing that shit right fucking now. Okay, player. So it was 300 renminbi. 300 renminbi is literally, you see that, 47.16. Why you playing? Why you playing? So from now on, I will not be looking, like I'll still follow them on Instagram, but I ain't buying nothing from y'all direct off of Instagram because y'all think you slick and you would have gotten my ass had I not dumb luck found that. So not just wonder like where be careful where you buy your shit from. Check prices, check names and places, because if these people were doing it, I'm fucking guaranteeing somebody else is doing it too, and not realizing that it's Taobao. It's not like some indie design. I mean, I'm not saying that Taobao isn't indie, but Taobao, you're manufacturing stuff in China. Come on. And if it's 300 renminbi and it's only $48 US, the markup should be no more than like I'll even give you some extra play, like 110, if you want to do a markup like that. Not charging people almost 300 or charging people 300 American dollars for something that's really only 40, 50 bucks. Come on now, get with me. So I saw that shit and I was fucking fit to be, I was floored. I am still floored by this. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Taobao is like, how was it explained to me? Like America, like what eBay is, but not shiesty. Basically you can get, there's like a lot of Lolita designers and Lolita brands on Taobao, but you have to go through a proxy service. Some rumor, which I never could figure out how to do, that you can actually buy direct from Taobao, but you gotta really know what the fuck you're doing. And I'm at no given point at any time in my life and or day do I ever know what the fuck I'm doing. So I don't trust the shit. So I usually go through a proxy service. I usually go through Chinese Lolita updates, I want to say, or I used to do Binner, but Binner kind of fucked me over last year, so I'm kind of off Binner right now. I had ordered an Infanta dress that I know has been sold away at this point. But what happened was they were insistent that I give them my address. I was like, well, do you want me to send it to my German address, or do you want me to send it to like my military post office box? They were like, whatever's on the PayPal. Both addresses are on the PayPal. I was like, just tell me which one you want me to send it and I will send it. So finally I was like, I'll send it to the post office box. And basically they were like, well, we don't have your address. I'm like, it's on the PayPal. We don't have your address. I'm like, literally, it's on the PayPal. We don't have your address. Motherfucker, it's on the fucking PayPal. So they never sent me my dress. I spent $70 that's just been pissed away into the wind, and I'm not happy about it. So I'm kind of done with Binner right the fuck now. But there's 42 Agent, there is Chinese Lolita updates. There was another one I was using, and I don't fucking remember what it was. I'll post links in the description. But yeah, if you want to order stuff off of Taobao, but you also kind of got to be careful because of the whole Uyghur slave labor. Why does cotton always end up some kind of way attached to egregious slavery? When the fuck is that not going to be a thing anymore? I don't know, but story for another day. But you got to be careful because it is attached to, some brands are attached to the egregious Uyghur situation. I will post links to when I talked about that last year. And it's not a good situation, and I don't know. So, but I see y'all marking up shit is basically what I'm trying to say, and I'm not a fan. So, let me get to this last topic, since this is running a little long, but y'all know me, I be talking, and I can't shut the fuck up. So, this last topic I saw late last year, and this one, basically, it's pretty long, and I'm not going to read it, but I'll give you the gist. That there's this young lady or young person that found Lolita, and they found it and was like, hey, this is my existence now. So, and she was they had bought all these dresses and things and had gotten acclimated to the fashion, and I think they found Devil Inspired. Who is it? Yeah, they found Devil Inspired, which is a Taobao reseller. I'll get into that one day, not today. And they found a Diamond Honey dress. Diamond Honey does have some cute stuff. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Diamond Honey has some really nice stuff. So she bought this Diamond Honey complete cord, and she couldn't fit it, and it broke her, and she started to hate her body and started going down this really bad path of not maladaptive eating or anything, but she just said she hated her body, and she was crying and upset, and she gained more weight from stress. And I'm an emotional eater too. If I'm upset, sweets are my huckleberry. It's like, oh, well, I'm sad, hand me a cupcake. I'm sad, give me a sugar cookie. So I understand. But she said she did lose the weight, and she got another dress, and things started to turn around. But she also felt like when she wore Lolita out that people were judging her, saying that she was like high maintenance and all this stuff. But hey, this one was a tough one, because as a former plus size Lolita and somebody who struggles still with their weight, because my weight yo-yos. It's like I got down to a size 10. Then I went up to a 14 recently. At my parents' house, I'm back down to like a 10, 12. I'm not like the 10, 8 that I was. I'm like a 10, 12 again. But I don't ever want to tell somebody that they can't do Lolita because they are X weight and whatever. I'm not even going to sit here and tell you you can't wear brand. You can always get brand altered. And I know there's something, you should never get brand altered because you'll never be able to resell it. What if you got a crazy ass bitch like me who don't resell nothing? I resell nothing. It's like, if I can't wear it, oh fucking well, I just can't wear it, and we'll swing back to it later when I can wear it, but I'm not selling a damn thing. I have shit from my early Lolita years that I never wear, that just hangs in the closet, but I refuse to sell it. So that's just what the fuck happens. But I'm not gonna sit there and tell people that you can't be a Lolita because you're heavier or what the fuck ever. And I am very reluctant to tell people to do just quote unquote lose weight, because one, that's not how human bodies work. That's not how the human brain works. If it's something that you feel like you want to do, and you want to do it in a healthy, not maladaptive, maladjusted, bad way, then by all means, consult a healthcare provider and do that for yourself. But please don't ever do something on a tear and have all this self-loathing and all these issues. I would really not like to see people have self-loathing issues, period, but I really don't want you getting involved in Lolita if you have self-loathing issues. Because if you can't wear something that you love, it's going to exacerbate your self-loathing issues, and that's something that's got to be dealt with before you get into this fashion. Because if you don't deal with that first, you are going to have a hard way to go in the fashion. And this should be something that's fun. It shouldn't be something that is a stressor. If it's something that's stressing you out, just don't do it. I'm begging you not to do it, because it's going to make you, it's in the long run going to make you unhappy. So I would address the self-loathing stuff first, and then swing into a healthy weight loss regimen if that's what you want to do. If you feel like you can improve, you want to improve. If it's something that you either don't want to do, don't want to deal with, whatever, find a great seamstress that can alter whatever it is so you can fit into it. Another piece of advice is watch the measurements, especially for Taobao brands, because Diamond Honey is a Taobao brand. Watch for the measurement sizes, because we have all been burned on fucking Taobao, or even with Japanese Lolita brands. We've all been fucked up on like thinking that it was one thing and then we get it and then your boobies can't fit into something, or like it doesn't have any stretchy and it's just tight for no real reason. We have all been in that boat, and it's not your fault. I'm just gonna fucking say it. It's not your fault. It's like, this stuff is made for a different body type than a Western body type. It's going to be difficult at times, but it's a challenge, but it's not impossible. So I just want you all to be kind to yourself. There is so much in the world right now that is just wrought with despair and unhappiness and just abject fuckery. And this should be our bright, shiny, fuck this, I'm going to be who I want to be moment. And I was thinking about this when I was getting out the shower. I was like, one of the most fucked up things that an aunt told me once was that she didn't feel comfortable being who she was until she turned 40. And I don't want that for anybody. I have always been weird. I will go to my grave being fucking weird. And I'm okay with that. If anybody has a problem with that, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I'm just weird. Fucking deal with it or don't deal with it. I don't give a shit, but I'm not changing for anyone. And that's how I want you guys to be. It's hard when you're a Lolita, because when you step out of your door in the safety and comfort of your home, all eyes are going to be lasered on you, because this is not what anybody was expecting to see today. But you're fucking seeing it, so I don't know what to tell you. Deal with it. I don't want anybody to feel ashamed of their body because they don't fit in something. You have to find the right situation so you can wear what you want and what you love. Honestly, like I said, there's so much hardship right now in the world that this should be an outlet for having fun and being happy. It should not be a vehicle for self-loathing. So please deal with the self-loathing issues before you get into this fashion, because it really will exacerbate it if you're not careful. But life is too fucking short to be worried about dumb shit. It's like, if this is how somebody wants to spend their free time, let them enjoy it. Don't claim that because they're dressed to their frilliest nine that they're high maintenance. What the fuck does that even mean? And so the fuck what if they are high maintenance? They bought it themselves with their own money, their own situation. You don't like it? Don't fucking look at them or me or anybody else. Just keep doing you and keep it fucking pushing, dude. The fuck? So I'm gonna tell you what I always tell you. Be the weird and wonderful you that you are, and let the chips go where they gonna fucking go. As long as nobody tries to physically harm you, then it is not that fucking deep. And if they think it's that fucking deep, they're the ones with the emotional problems, not you. So, almost a half an hour. That is all I have on this day. That's like, oh, I don't even know. But, good God. r/Lolita is good, and they do have some interesting discussion topics when they have them. It's just they're not often. But I just enjoy being a Lolita, because there is more than enough sorrow to go around, and nobody needs that shit. So that is all I have, and I will see you guys at some point in the future, okay? I don't know if it'll be here in Germany or somewhere in Philly. I don't know. I might do something on my birthday. I don't fucking know. But until then,